Now, also on the Lock Sessions Volume 3, you have the Planned Parenthood, which uh, came out obviously before Roe versus Wade was overturned, but now is even more poignant. So, given the current climate of what's going on legally. So, with Planned Parenthood, what made you think about that when you were doing the Lock Sessions Volume 3?
Yeah, that's so yeah, I wrote I came up with that because I wanted to make a song. I wasn't even really particularly thinking about that specific topic, but I was thinking about I want to make a song where because I feel like in the last few years, America, I mean, it's been so just like divided. You know what I mean? Like I've just never, seen it like that. I mean, I knew it existed before it to be just so openly out there in every platform, in every arena, like everybody's just so divided, like, to the left or to the right. And I was just like, all right, how can I make a song at that point in time? I was like, I want to make a song that kind of like expresses that, but I don't want it to be, I don't want it to be just so corny or so, I was like, how can I do it in a way where it's like smart and it's talking? I was just like, oh, that's a really good topic. The whole concept about abortion. I feel like I had watched or read something at the time. I was like, I think maybe that's a dope way to do it where we have a conservative point of view and I guess what may, more liberal point of view. And how can I show that dynamic? And I chose it to just make it more personal where it was like, okay, a family dealing with abortion, like the father thinks it's wrong and you shouldn't do it and it's against God. And the woman, the young woman is just like, well, I know you think all that, but this isn't something I want to do. It's something that I need to do. I feel like I have to do at this point. So just kind of giving those two perspectives. And it was just a vehicle for addressing not only that problem, but I guess I feel like a greater problem of just like this division in the country.
Yeah. And it's amazingly more timely than even when you put out the Lock Sessions Volume 3. Now,
Yeah.
with a song like Planned Parenthood versus a song like Decoded, where you're more just boasting and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
um, generally speaking, because I know everything is different, but generally speaking, when you do a song like Planned Parenthood, where you have a concept, it's a theme, it's a story, versus a Decoded, where it's more freestyle, boasting, however you want to classify it, do
Mm-hmm.
you find yourself rewriting the story ones more or rewriting the boasting ones more? How does that process unfold for you?
I think the story ones are easier to make, because I'm not easier, but it's like because you have a definite direction. You know what I mean? So I think with that particular song, I I wrote down like in my phone, I just make notes of all the things I want to talk about. You know, I was like, okay, on this side, on the pro-life side, I want to say these things. You know what I'm saying? On the pro-choice side, I want to say these things. And then I just kind of like follow that. I just wanted to make sure I had at least this many points and at least this many points in each side. So it's kind of like an outline. You know what I mean? So when I'm coming up with the bars, I'm like, riding around listening to the beat or whatever. I'm just kind of like, okay, I know I'm not running out of information because I already got the information, you know what I mean? Kind of like scribbled down on a note. So I can just like, okay, I can just put it in a rhyme form. Does that make sense? I'm just kind of connecting the dots with the rhymes. When you're doing like a song that's just kind of more like a freestyle or just free for all, I mean, that can be it's good. I guess it's kind of easy because it's liberating. You don't have to stick to anything, but you gotta, it's that you gotta come up with something dope every time. You know what I mean? Every line and you don't know what it's gonna be. There's no like I don't know. I'm not thinking of it ahead of time. If that makes sense, you know what I'm saying? I'm just playing the beat and I'm essentially just literally freestyling off the dome. But then I'm just like recording it. You know what I mean? So I feel like I'm definitely doing less rewriting on something like that. You know what I mean? I'm not doing any rewriting because I'm feeling like I'm just going with the flow. With a song like Planned Parenthood, I'm not necessarily doing rewriting, but I am like, I may write like full bars today and then stop and be like I'm working on a song right now. It's not the same as Planned Parenthood, but it is a little more conceptual where I'm just kind of like coming up with like 4 bars every day. That's my goal. I'm like, all right, just come up with 4 bars today. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to rush it because I'm not just going with the flow. I'm like, no, I have specific things that I need to talk about. And that's like the same with the Planned Parenthood. It's like, oh, I have specific things. I'm just going to piece it together. So I'm piecing it together. It's easier in the sense that I already know what I'm going to talk about, but it does take a little bit longer sometimes because I have to make sure I hit all those points. But with like a freestyle type of record, you just don't know. I just go with the flow. So if I'm not in that zone, I'm just like, all right, you just stop, come back to it. So I guess, I don't know if that answers your question.
No, it does. It's just, it makes sense too, because generally speaking in life, when you know where you're going, when you're done, you can tell you're done. Whereas like with a freestyle, that could be a minute long, that could be 7 minutes long, just depending on what's happening.
Exactly. It just
To your
depends on the flow.